Welcome back to Fixing Up in association with Amazon. My name's Danny.
And I'm Clive.
And we're here at the Practical Classics Magazine workshop with our Project T4 day van.
Previously on Fixing Up, we've checked over our van and had to use our Noco booster to get it started. Last time we were under the bonnet doing a full service with Liqui-Moly oils and MAN filters. We also put in a new Yuasa battery and replaced the starter motor.
And the cam belt, Danny.
Oh yeah, and the cam belt, but we don't like to talk about that. Clive had a lovely 3 hours with it. Anyway, today we're going to be doing something completely different. But remember, if there's any tools or any parts that you see featured, they're all available on Amazon. They're just a click away.
Enough of this idle banter, Danny. Shall we go and do some work?
He's so impatient. So this time on Fixing Up, we're going to be focusing on the bodywork, and that means mainly paint. We've also taken the front panel off the van. We think it had a ding at some point and somebody put this panel on. It's still in its black undercoat though, so what we want to do is have it resprayed in the same light blue that covers the bottom half of the rest of the van. And that's why I've removed the petrol cap, because we want to take it to a paint factory and get it matched. And of course, we'll be making sure that the van looks absolutely perfect in this gorgeous sky blue colour. It's the same colour that we used on the Type 2 we restored last year.
Is that why you chose it, Danny?
No, it's because it matches your eyes, Clive.
What, brown?
I'm going to go to the paint factors.
So while Danny's away, it's lovely and peaceful in the workshop and I can crack on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wheel off to give me access to where we need to weld up the hole. I'll scrape back as far as I can with a hand scraper, but really I need to use the angle grinder with a wire brush on it because that'll tell me the truth about the situation. Let's have a go. That's looking good. We can see that there is rust damage here. What I want to do is make a patch, obviously bigger than that, but I don't want to leave that bit in, so I'm going to cut that bit out, roughly there, and then make a patch to fit over that. So we don't have to be terribly accurate with this, but we just mark along. Okay, now using my trusty aircraft snips, I can cut along. As you can see, I've cut out the bad bit. We're back to solid steel all the way round. And I've cleaned it up to a bright finish, which is really important because you never get a good weld unless it's like that. And I've made this lovely little patch, which in a moment, I will weld that in place, like so, and the hole will be gone. Right, that's not the prettiest welding in the world, but it is solid and it is strong. So what I'm going to do now is grind that down, make sure it's sealed over properly, painted. This is filthy work and very dusty. So I'm actually really grateful that Danny's got me the right PPE, which is some nice eye protection and a mask, so I don't have to breathe in all that horrible dust.
Hello, mate.
Ah, the Wanderer returns.
How are you getting on, all right?
Well, I've had more fun, Danny.
Yeah, I bet you have.
And where's that coffee you promised me?
Oh, I haven't got it, but I will make you a tea with our Amazon kettle.
Oh, now you're really spoiling me.
Yeah, I am. What have you been doing then? Have you finished the welding?
Yes, welding's all done.
Cool.
And basically, I'm just going round cleaning all the scabby stuff off.
Yeah.
I know you've jet washed it,
Yeah.
but there's no substitute for a wire brush.
No, you found any holes?
No, nothing. It's all solid. And as soon as we get all this the scabbing is cleaned off, then we can actually rust proof it.
Nice one. Okay, well, look, I'll go and get my mask on and stuff and your tea. I'll be back in just a second.
Thank you, darling.
On some of the rustier areas and the exposed scabs, we're using a rust converter, which we bought on Amazon. This just adds an extra element of protection before we cover it with a rust protector. Right, we've come out the back of the workshop to paint the front panel, but before we do any of that, we're going to have to key the surface. So I'm using this wire wool just to create a bit of a matte effect, some scratches on the surface here. You can use any other equivalent abrasive to key it up and get it ready for primer. One of the other brilliant things about keying a panel up is it takes off all the nibs, all the imperfections from the surface of the paint. So it's a really good place to start the next process, which is to lay on some primer. And that means painting. Now, of course, with paint, you're going to have to don some PPE. So I've got myself some gloves. I've got myself some protective goggles to protect my eyes. I've also got, most importantly, an activated charcoal respiratory mask. This is so important because even outdoors, you need to protect your lungs, whatever paint you're using. Now, when you spray the panel, you've got to work from edge to edge and make sure that you flick the nozzle of the canister out at the end of each run. Clive,
Yes.
you know what I said about that cosmic headlining inside the van being the most beautiful thing I've ever seen?
Yeah.
I was wrong. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Lovely. But it does look like a black hole.
An even bigger one. So that's the bodywork done. We've welded up the inner wing, or rather Clive has. We've been underneath, converted all the rust and given it a really good coating. We've sorted out the rust stains on the roofline and we've painted the front panel as well.
And it looks amazing.
Doesn't look too bad at all, does it? It's a really good match. Next time on Fixing Up in association with Amazon, we're going to go inside. We're going to fit those cabinets we've been building and a rock and roll bed and give it a really good clean and tidy. And remember, if there's any tools or products you've seen featured in this episode, it's just a click away on Amazon. So, see you next time.
Come on, young man. We've got a lot of clearing up to do.
We have, haven't we?